nerdy.
in bite-sized form. My name's Jameson Borak,
I'm Walker Dessing.
and joining us here is not Marion Mason, but instead it's the wonderful...
Hi, I'm James. Here to talk some games.
All right, so today we'll be talking about the PlayStation 4.
It's better than 3.
All right, so James, as our game guest, why don't you give us your thoughts on the PlayStation 4 and talk a little bit about it?
All right, do we want to get right into the nitty-gritty of the geeky stuff, or
Start
just
like
Give a little
wider,
overview
like,
for
just-
those that aren't aware exactly what's
Well,
on it.
I think that the controller looks a little dumb. The touchpad is they're trying to imitate Nintendo, but
I
nobody
agree.
can do Nintendo.
Yeah.
I'm worried about what they're gonna price it at, but the games look all right.
Yeah.
They have that Pixar-looking game that looks just like
Yeah.
out of an animation studio.
As an overview, so the PlayStation 4, basically bigger, better is kind of the big thing. There's nothing like huge like the Wii U introduced like the tablet control. There's nothing here that's like, this is what it
It
is.
seems basically like, okay, we're gonna release a new game system. It's like the PS3, but just like better graphics and like
Yeah.
More functionality.
Yeah.
This
Maybe.
time.
And they
We'll
have
see how
like
they do it.
the controller has like the light thing on it.
Yeah,
so
the-
it'd be
the
like almost
Move
like a
Light.
connect. Yeah, it's got the Move Light built directly in it.
So they've got the
So-
new like iToy camera thingy that
Yeah.
has 2 cameras on it.
So it's like it comes
like-
with the PlayStation Move / like Connect already in
Yeah,
it.
they're
I
trying to
guess.
like combine like the Kinect plus the Wii U kind of thing with the touch like
Yeah.
sensitive spot on the controller, and I don't know if it's gonna work out.
Yeah, especially coupled with the fact that they were showing off Move games with the Move controller. I mean, that's not going to replace it. You're going to have to get a Move if
Weird.
you haven't already had one.
Mhm.
And then
Like,
what is
never
this
gonna
new
get a
camera going to
Move.
do? What is this new camera
I
going
don't
to
It
do?
seems
know.
like Sony's a little behind the game because Microsoft has their massive social network, Xbox Live. The Wii just has its brand recognition, and the whole touchscreen tablet that looks
Yeah.
like it could be cool. But Sony, I don't know really
Yeah.
I
if
think
they
it's
have
going
an
to be.
advantage yet.
I think it's going to be cloud service because they bought out Gaikai
Yeah,
just
yeah,
to
they've
control
got a lot
them.
of
That's the thing.
cloud things.
And the game, it's really interesting. If I can't beat this level in Ratchet and Clank, I could literally send it to my friend who's in another state, and he could beat the level for me.
Yeah, that was a kind of cool way to
That's
do it. There's
cheating,
a lot of
but-
like cool cloud things, and they've got like the share button on it. There's nothing huge, but I mean, I do like Sony a lot. I mean they'll have Uncharted, so I'm sold, essentially. But I'm a little disappointed that there wasn't something wow. There's nothing like when I read the press conference, read all about it. There's nothing here that's like this is why I'm buying it. Like even with the Wii U, I wasn't excited too much for it, but like I knew what it was. Like or I guess we didn't kind of know what it was, but like you knew what they were trying to sell. Then you knew that the thing was the tablet gaming, and with this there isn't the clear factor. And I wonder like, is the Xbox going to have that? Is the 720 or whatever they're gonna call it? Will they have some sort of like different feature, or is it again just gonna be more like better graphics?
Yeah, see, the one thing that struck me as positive was the announcement that the PS3 would be running on like basically PC hardware. Like they're building off of like hardware that would exist in PC, so it's not going to be like the cell processor. So it'll be easier to develop for, which
Which is why they had Jonathan Blow on stage, who's be able to easily port his PC game over to that and
Yeah.
be a console exclusive.
That was interesting, but I mean we'll see with the PS4, and I'm interested to hear more. I feel like there's got to be a little more something.
yeah,
like
we
find
don't
out
even know
more
what the
games.
hardware looks like yet.
Yeah, they haven't
So,
shown that, which is
yeah.
weird.
The one complaint I have is, so the Xbox, known for its PC infrastructure. That's what Xbox does. So PS3 is playing that game when instead the PS3 isn't even going to try to attempt 4K resolution, which you think Sony makes 4K TVs. Why not
Yeah,
try to
that's
make
what
a
you think.
game in 4K when they're just barely doing 1080p? That Resistance demo was only in 30 frames per second, so not even a full 60 frames per second,
Yeah,
1080p.
We'll ask people to shell out another like we don't know the pricing yet, but like it's probably going to be around like $600, $700, you say.
I think it'll be 600, the same as the
yeah.
PS3 launch, because they
Which
won't
is
make
way
that same
too
mistake
much.
again.
And you just like I'm guessing it's gonna be right around that price point again, and like that's asking people a lot of money for when they're doing games on their tablets and their phones that cost like
Yeah.
nothing or like $1. It's the game. The game atmosphere is changing.
Yeah, it's weird.
The
I mean, it's hard to
landscape.
get excited about the new console, but there is something in gaming that I, for one, am really excited about. So why don't we talk about the other big gaming development here? Bungie has announced their latest game, Destiny, and it looks awesome. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I'm really excited. So it's these are the developers of Halo. They left Halo and Microsoft to go kind of build their own new world, and it's another first-person shooter about space. But the big thing is it has a lot of elements from like MMOs involved in it. So it's kind of got like things like with Journey, you could have other players just enter the world and kind of go on a quest with them like seamlessly. It's going to be the same thing with this. and I'm really excited about how it's going to turn out. You
I
look a
was-
little
I was honestly
unsure.
expecting a little more when they came out on stage to announce a new game that's never been on a Sony console.
Yeah.
Halo, and it was like, oh, this looks exactly like Halo.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting, but a lot of games have failed to blend MMOs and first-person shooters. I mean, we had like Hellgate London by the Diablo people, and that failed. We had all these other games that came out, so I'm
Yeah.
worried about
At
it.
least, like, Bungie has the creative team to do some
Yeah,
great
that's what I
things.
was
If
saying.
anybody's going to succeed, it's probably going to be Bungie. But at the same time, I'm a little confused where it stands in terms of, like, single-player experience and MMO. Apparently, like, when you're doing the single-player campaign, you'll run into characters doing their own campaigns, so there's always, like, this connected aspect to it. But I just don't know if it'll really translate into, like, compelling gameplay.
I think it's definitely gonna be hard to pull off. But what excites me is like there's no a release date announced. Like in this atmosphere, it's so much like it's all about getting to that release date. And I think I'm happy that they're taking a leisurely pace. Like they said, it's not gonna be 2014, or not 2013. Most likely it'll be 2014. And so I'm glad that they're gonna take their time with it and hopefully figure it out. But I mean, if anyone's gonna succeed, like you said, it's Bungie, and that's what really excites me. I almost wish it wasn't like space, and I wish it wasn't a first-person shooter, so they were doing something a little more different. But I understand that like having a similar Halo look and advertising from the guys that made Halo will help ease it in, and hopefully they will create like a new genre that can spread and be used for other things. Like I'd love to see like a platformer like this, or just a more RPG style game or something.
I'm hoping for a rich campaign that lets you play through, and then you meet another player, but you can only communicate by pressing one button and chirping. I hope
Exactly.
they go that
So
route.
it could be big things on the horizon. No way to tell quite yet.
Yeah, but that's all the time we have for video game talks. But why don't we go look at other news? All right, 3 minutes on the clock. Let's start off. Matthew Vaughn, director of X-Men First Class, is set to produce the upcoming Fantastic Four film from the director of Chronicle. So this is very cool. I think that Matthew Vaughn did a great job bringing X-Men back with First Class, and he's not on board to direct the second one, but he's producing. So I kind of like that he's going to have a bit of a say over the Fox superhero Marvel universe. I think that's a cool opportunity for him.
Speaking of X-Men, according to an interview with IGN, Peter Dinklage will be playing a character in the movie. You may know him from Game of Thrones as being a very enthusiastic young man. And he's not going to be a CGI character. He's going to be himself. Not that he'll be
Not
playing
Peter
Peter
Dinklage, but-
Dinklage. He'll be playing this character.
So-
it's not a shy character. That is a quote from...
So that'll be
That's
cool.
all.
I think he'd be a great addition to the universe.
And speaking of shy characters, not, Megan Fox is joining the Michael Bay produced Ninja Turtles. She'll probably be April O'Neil, which makes all of us breathe a collective sigh.
Man, you know, I was like kind of all right.
Like-
I loved Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as a kid. I was like a big fan of
Didn't
them
we
growing
all?
up. I watched their 2003 reboot. I even watched the latest
And
reboot
you
pilot one
probably
day. 'cause
played
I was bored.
Turtles in Time.
Of
like,
course, I
we
played
all
Turtles in
Turtles
Time.
in Time.
Great game. Maybe it should be on our best games ever list. But I don't know, Michael Bay directing it, and then the rumors before that it was about aliens, and like it's unsure where the script is at, and
Probably
Megan
a
Fox.
couple explosions or
Yeah.
something.
And Megan Fox like had that huge fight with Michael Bay a few years ago for Transformers 3 and it was kicked off. But on the plus side, we do have Spider-Man's new suit, which is very cool. Amazing Spider-Man 2 comes out. They just started filming, I believe, like this week. It just started filming, and it has a pretty cool suit. It's like the original. It's closer to the actual Spider-Man design, and I think it looks a lot like Ultimate Spider-Man, which I'm really excited about. It's like a minor detail, but maybe it'll be better than the last
I
one.
mean, it'll probably be better than the last one, because, sorry, I just didn't like
yeah,
it.
no, I didn't like the other one.
They
either.
should add in those cape wings. Like, go old
Go
school.
that. I don't. The webbing.
Ooh.
We'll see.
Anyways,
Yeah.
a rumor has just gone online that there's going to be a Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic movie.
Yeah,
Apparently this has
possibly.
been somewhat debunked because, obviously they're working on the new trilogy of movies, which should
Yeah.
take place
How many
after.
Star Wars movies can we
But they're doing like the spin-offs. But I heard the writer actually who wrote, I believe it was the writer of Knights of Old Republic, is working on like a treatment to try to pitch it to them. So that'd be very cool.
They should be interesting. That TV show that they've been talking about from now.
That'd be very cool. But I think that's all the time we have for today. But thanks for watching, guys.
Yum.